All right, here with Zhang after her first round at the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. Just take me through the day today. Lots of scores on your card, birdies, bogeys. Just tell me about the day.
Yeah, it was kind of an up and down round, but I felt like I had a lot of positives coming out of it. Starting off 2025 with the birdie is always really nice, and I kind of got into the groove of it. Towards the middle of the round, my swing got a little wonky and just had a couple shots that were a little bit more poorly executed. But coming down the stretch, still very positive and very satisfied with how I kept myself in the moment throughout the round. So not really anything to be super over the head about, but I'm also really pleased given this is my third round back on the golf course in 2 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know you talked yesterday about you're in a lot of school right now and haven't been practicing. What sort of things did you do to prepare just for coming back to competition, maybe not even on the golf course?
Right. I kind of got my head straight on what I wanted my objectives to be throughout the year, and especially this year. I try to keep my process very simple and just try to get myself the most prepared I can be, because to be honest, you never really know what the golf course can bring to you, even when you are in top peak form. I think just coming out of school and coming here, it was more the simple objective of getting things done, preparing as much as I can, and then executing the way that I should. So it wasn't really anything too crazy of a mindset, but it proved to be very effective, and I hope to take it into the future as well.
Awesome. Want to open it up to questions here. Go ahead.
Well, you have to be satisfied having only played, what was this, your third round?
And I played the practice round on Tuesday and the Pro-Am on Wednesday, so third round back.
You said you didn't have a whole lot of expectation. Did in some ways, did you surpass your expectations given how little you've played?
Just a little bit, but at the same time, I could still see a lot of rust. Some shots that I knew that I could execute, I ended up chunking it and leaving it 25 yards short. So I've done some things out there that is a little bit shaky, a little bit questionable, but I think it's really heading in the right direction. My mind is in a good spot to just learn about things and continue that learning curve. I feel like I missed out on that last year a little bit.
So when will you graduate? What are you projected to finish?
So I'm technically a senior right now. My class is 2025. It'll extend to 2027 just because I'm only doing winter quarters, and I have to take 20 units for each of those winter quarters that I'll be in school.
So is there like a ceremony you'd walk in like the spring of 2027? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's more what I was thinking. A lot of my friends are walking this spring actually, but some of them are also co-terming. They're doing their master's programs. Some of them had a gap year, so they're coming back and finishing out. A lot of cool things are happening in universities right now. A lot of startups being built, AI is booming, so it's really cool to just witness that. I'm not really in the athletic world anymore, so a lot of my friends are really cracking down on some coding and some cool projects.
And then one more quick one. Since you're not practicing as much, are you actually like being a fun college student a little bit? Are you enjoying nightlife a little bit, or is it just mostly studying and?
It's mostly studying. I'm taking 22 units, so it does take up quite a bit of time. And also, I'm prioritizing sleep a little bit more. I already have a really good friend circle, so when I do go out, I end up eating instead of drinking. And drinking's not really my thing either. So even when I was a freshman, sophomore student, I still didn't go out with my teammates as much, which they would pick on me a little bit, but it's all for fun.
Thank you.
I'm curious, because this is kind of a one-off, Does that give you a chance to maybe freewheel a little bit? Do you put more pressure on yourself because it's a one time before you go back to school? How do you approach it mentally?
Yeah, so my approach to this entire week is to just get as prepared as possible, do the things that I need to do in terms of routine, and of course I'm going to work hard this week. That's the goal for me, just to be able to complete this week with no regrets and tell myself I'm going to be executing on every single shot. And then if things don't work out well for me, I have 2 months to really, really crack down on my mechanics and working with my coaches, my trainers, to get myself in contention throughout the year. So this is kind of, I wouldn't say checkpoint because I still am very competitive, but I will say that it allows me to work on the process going further down the road.
When you're taking the 22 hours, how often do you get a chance to pull the clubs out and work on the stuff that you're going to work on after this?
Wait, sorry, repeat that again?
When you go back to campus, you say you're going to practice and get ready, but how often do you get the chance when you're pulling 22 hours worth of studies?
Right. There's a fine line. I think I'm going to try my best in between, just my classes to find a balance point of going on the range, going, putting, chipping. I think the priority will definitely be working out and short game, because that's the first thing that really leaves you when you're off season and not really grinding. The swing can always come back, in my opinion, if your body is in shape and fit enough to understand what you're doing in terms of mechanics. So I think my time will be spent with quality rather than a lot of quantity, because that's what I really did last year that took a blow on me in terms of both mentally and physically.
All right, last question. You a baseball fan? Oh, well, second last question. Are you a baseball fan? Did you enjoy playing with two baseball legends today?
It was so fun. Aaron and John are amazing. Obviously, John being a Hall of Famer and Aaron just driving the ball over 360. I kept laughing at him because on 14, he was like, is this 3-wood too far? And I'm like, I can't even get there with driver. I'm like 50 yards away. So it was really cool to just get to witness that. I didn't even know that the sports leagues had a little bit of a golf Ryder Cup format, and it's super cool to just see these players in other sports play actual golf. It's very inspirational, actually. I can't do anything that they're doing.
You're young. How did you injure your wrists, and how long did it bother you?
Yeah, so it's a reoccurring issue that I had back in 2020 and 2021. I don't think anyone was super aware, but I was an amateur just trying to get to Stanford. I was trying to hold my place, The pressures of college really get to you, and it was during COVID. I was hitting way too many balls on super thin mats in the garage. Got wrist impingement, but then I had to play throughout the season when golf started opening up after quarantine. I was popping 4 Advils in the morning, 4 Advils in the evening, just to kind of maintain what I was doing, and it turned out to be one of the best years in my amateur career. I won the U.S. Women's Am. I won all my AJGA invitationals, played well at ANA, but that really catches up to you, especially when you're so high on adrenaline, even in college. So last year it kind of caught up to me, and I decided to really just clubs away, rest a little bit. So we're still in the process of healing.
Gotcha. And how many balls did you hit in the garage off the thin mat?
400 every day. So I was really just not being smart. And there were no classes either. It was online. I was a junior in high school, had nothing better to do. Not good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rose.